They give to help and not because it's the right of the other person to receive. It's okay by them to go for holiday. I've seen people, they can go for holiday. And if they do, they go for holiday in a very secretive way because they do not want anyone to know. If my sister get to know that I've gone for holiday and she asked me for 500 bob money to buy the sun socks. No. They are so entitled that you'll even have seen cases where even money is sent and they are calling, you actually didn't send ya kutoa. They can never call you if they're not asking for money. They go to supermarket and the next thing they're telling you, I was about to pay, have realized I'm less this much. Says who that you are their random wallet. You are not. When you see their call, you get to ask your M-Pesa balance, get to know that's not a healthy relationship, and first you're the enabler.
Do you need somebody? A shoulder you can lean on when you're not strong. We're here for you, All Smile Therapy. Hi guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of Mental Fitness with the Camores here at All Smile Therapy Center YouTube channel. Karibuni sana. If you're watching this, you haven't subscribed, tafadhali subscribe, leave a comment, like, share, so that wengine will benefit the same way you are benefiting. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for even everybody who has inquired here at the therapy center, and also those who have actually made that brave step of coming and starting their therapy session. So thank you so much. And today, guys, without talking too much, today we have an amazing topic that I want us to tackle. But before that, help me introduce our amazing therapist. Drum roll, Triza.
Hi Rachel, how are you?
Karibu sana kwenye set yangu.
Karibu sana, welcome and good seeing you.
Nice to see you too. Unakaa vizuri kama kawaida.
Asante. Yeah, and someday I'll still match your energy.
Yeah, you will. One day.
One day. Ipo siku.
Yeah.
Yes.
So salimia watu wetu.
Hi everyone. I'm Triza Keneka, a psychologist at All Smiles Therapy Center. This is the home where we serve you for all your mental health services and care from psychiatrists. Care, by the way, we have psychiatrists on board. Our in-house psychiatrists, we have psychologists for even diploma certificate short courses in psychology training done, that is examination by TVET, and NITA as well. By the way, we are still accredited by both NITA and TVET, as well as we have a rehabilitation treatment center for mental health, addiction, disorders, and illnesses. Amazing.
Yeah, so if you're out there and you need a rehabilitation center, All Smiles Therapy have one for you guys. And they are very affordable. I promise you, they are very affordable. Utapenda. So today, Triza, I was telling them that we have a very interesting topic that I want us to talk about. The last time we were here, off camera, we actually somehow guzia kidogo tu, and we realized even Mimi na Keimo, we have been doing it wrong.
Yes.
Which has actually led us to bring our son for therapy. Yeah, I have to tell you guys, Zen Asha has started his therapy session. He's 6 years old, but again, we told you, you don't have to be going through something so that you can go for therapy. We just felt from that conversation that we had with you, we just felt it's important. Akuje, aende through therapy, and from there we are going to we will parent better. We'll be better parents, let me say that. Sirisawa?
Yes.
Tell us about the topic that we are talking about.
Parentification.
Parentification. Yes.
That's the topic for today.
Tell us what parentification is.
Parentification, first, just to comment you, even for bringing him for therapy, and that means that's intentional parenting. And with intentional parenting, things like parentification will definitely not get away in. But anyway, what is parentification? Parentification is acting a role of a parent, whereas you're not one. It's as simple as that. And this happened to our kids. And not just to our kids, even as we're having this conversation, you are able to reflect back and see in your lives, maybe there is a part you played as a parent to your siblings, whereas you are not. You are actually a kid. Yes.
So I'll just go straight to the point. What are those things we parent? Because it affects more of the firstborns.
Yes.
It affects more of firstborn. And that's why hata kwa social media unaonanga. Actually they take it as a joke. I am a co-parent.
Yes.
I am a parent. You know, I'm the assistant parent.
Yes.
How much does it affect us? How we bring up our, how does it affect our firstborns? How we bring them up?
Okay, so this is in two ways. The first one is by birth order. It's good even for parents out there to get to know birth order. It has a psychological way that affects our kids. However, when you are intentional about your parenting, no one will ever grow up to say, because I was a last born, a middle kid, or the firstborn. That's why these conversations, they really help for you to be more aware. So what does birth order do to, let's start with even the last born, For last born, they will first, they're very creative and very outgoing. Oh, you're one. Oh, okay. Yeah. Clearly, you see, very, very creative and very outgoing. They're also attention seekers. Do you seek attention?
I agree.
Yes, because everything nitaambia mom. Ama mama alisema munioshe. I've seen that.
Yeah.
So now we also have. This goes also to how they relate with their siblings, because they've grown up in a family where already they have older siblings. First, they get it their way. Being there is always that taboo thing, like, hi there.
Say hi to Teresa.
Say hi to me. How are you?
Fine.
Wow, he's big.
He's big, yeah.
Yeah, you've grown so fast.
How was your session? How was your therapy
Sidani hata imeisha. I don't think if it.
Yeah?
Is it done?
Did you enjoy?
Oh,
Have you enjoyed?
you've taken a break.
Does it even go? Yeah?
Is your phone out of charge?
Yeah, it's also out of charge. So, this is what I want you to do. Go back where you were to Kate and stay there a little bit, then we will
We
come.
finished shooting.
So I want to take a photo of the tower I made.
Oh, you made another tower.
Yeah, so now you see, that's something about the third born. For the middle kid, we say at times they struggle looking for their position because they are neither the firstborn, and this goes to second that as long as you're not the lastborn and you're not the firstborn, you fit in here. Of course, they also come in with their strengths in different ways. They're very diplomatic. They're very social.
The middle children.
Yes, very diplomatic and very social at the same time. Though they just struggle with that of belonging. Because as you are focusing more on the lastborns and the firstborn, they are on their own way. This one doesn't really know where to fall in. And for some people, they'll tell you, even for their secondborn, like they just grew up, Since with the firstborn, even the first sign of fever, you rushed to hospital, but now with secondborn, you are like, have been there before. I know it. And you start by saying you know it. Before you know it, you actually now get into it until it takes time, if not bringing in a third born, but it takes time to realize, even just observing them grow. Because for the firstborn, you even knew now you are 6 months, even hours, but for secondborn, most of the time, the date of birth, the month, the week, like you just lose count as time goes by, yeah? But now comes the firstborns and the subject of today. So in most cases, and in many homes, people will tell you, now for us, firstborn, I'm also a firstborn, firstborn adult, we were parents, or we were made parents. So this is how it all starts. And this also refers to our conversation by first transferring your responsibility to your firstborn child. And it starts with small things like, have you kids done your homework? What about your sister? What about your brother? You want to hold them accountable. Please take this water. This is for your brother. When you're out there playing, take care of your brother. When the small ones, the lastborn, these other people, these other kids, when something happened to them, other than asking directly, what is happening? When baby sister is crying, other than asking baby sister, why are you crying? You'll go to them. Why is she crying? Are you seeing? It all starts with very small things, like without noticing. You get to the house, maybe it's about their toys, they are unkept. Other than asking who has done this, to allow them go in and tidy the place. What do? Please go and pick it. Baby sister is crying for something. Sorry, I'll keep on referring to her now in this case. And the first thing is, then give it to her. You see, they are crying over toy, and now comes the bigger kid or the elder kid need to give the
toy.
Yeah, and it doesn't work like that. So parentification is taking away the childhood. It starts unconsciously, and before you know it, what are you teaching them? That even when they are out there playing, they need to play at the same time, to have some time to just check what their younger siblings they are doing. Why? Because when they go home, they'll be accountable. So comes in two ways, where they can even sabotage the process, because even the young one is so used, I am not responsible on my own, because my older brother, my older sibling will actually be held accountable for whatever I'm doing. So they can always have the triangles, the triangulations we talk about. Now kids just agreeing. When we go home and mommy asks whether we've taken water, just say we've taken water. This comes first from the fear instilled to the firstborn. Why didn't your younger sibling take water? You know, it starts with small things. So first, they will never know how to express themselves.
Ameangusha kikombe ukiwa wapi?
Ulikuwa wapi? Haukuona? You know? Kwa nini mtoto hana sweater? And you're just wondering, mimi ni mtoto pia. You know, that's something that parents forget. We are supposed to allow our kids be kids. You're supposed to refer to your firstborn the same way you do to the younger siblings. Each and every kid has a position, but in whichever responsibilities that you want to transfer to them, always ask yourself, what if they were the firstborns? Because what's your role as a parent? If baby sister cries and you want to hold Zain accountable, kwa nini analia? What if Zain was not there and baby sister is the firstborn? Who could you have asked about it? Are you seeing? So it all starts with just unconsciously letting go and assuming. Now have seen these memes on nimepata mtu wa kuosha vyombo or someone to do this. And before you know it, they'll actually grow to be that. So in a way, you replace their being kids to co-parenting with you. So if you're a parent out there, are you co-parenting with your firstborn kids? That should actually be the question.
Now, there's something that happened actually today in the morning. Baby sister was not able to, I think, change the channel, and she started crying. But the brother actually is the one who said, let me help you. And he took the remote and helped. Is there a problem with that?
No, when it's coming from them and helping, that's very much okay. You know, kids learn from their elder siblings, you know, even in whatever that they are doing. But you see, let me help you. However, your role as a parent, that should not be the case, because what will happen next when baby sister is in a situation and the brother is not there, they'll not be able to help themselves. It's to train them. I was expecting maybe you tell me and you ask the brother to help. If that came from you, then it means you're still parentifying. But them helping, yes, they should learn how to learn from each other, which is good, but you should be in a position, let's assume in a scenario where then you need to help baby sister. No, the best thing should be, baby sister, this is how it's done, and you show her to ensure when she's alone, she's able to do it. But no, I mean, Zain knows why, you know, that means this person, number one, will never learn how to be responsible on their own. And as you see, they grow being entitled to their elder siblings. And this also happens in life. You find someone will spend time telling you how their firstborn brother or sister, how they have money, they're not helping them, and they are taking it personal. Why? Because since they were kids, this is how this was the like how they were initiated and the adaptation of life. You should be entitled. This person is accountable for your life. What is happening to you, they are responsible for it. And that's not the case.
So how does it affect firstborns, especially when they grow up, they want to marry, they want to get married? How does it affect the rest of the family members, including parents? Because I think sometimes I've seen some firstborn siblings going through hell as they want to become married or getting married. How does it affect them?
First, if you want to buy something, let's say you want to buy a soda, and the next shop there is a soda, you've already bought, you have your soda, then another shop, would you still go for what you already have? The answer is no. So we've made them parent our other kids. Not all of them, but 60% of firstborn, they actually never make it to be parents. Yes. Why? They've already parented. They've already been there. They'll be there. Now there are people who first will, and have also seen this happening in therapy. There are the people who will come and tell you by choice, have chosen not to have kids, have chosen not to get married. I'm okay with life the way it is. But when you are looking at it, well, they were not married, but they had kids, only that they were not their biological kids. And when they were so young, that's number one. Then we've seen it in mostly ladies who are firstborn. We have a good number that are single moms, and a good number that also don't even get married. If a girl who is a firstborn, there is still some, some science behind it. First, you've been there, you've done it all. At 16, you are cleaning, you are washing their clothes, you are cooking for everyone in the house and all that. So there is the sense of independence that now it's too much, it's unhealthy part of it, such that this person becomes what I would term quote unquote, they can be tamed, they are not submissive. You've already been parenting. Then in life you are meeting this man who has not been parentified, and you're supposed to be a wife. How? And you know how all these things they're done. You see, it's like you're already dealing with someone who has been there, who has done life, and now they are coming to your life. Then there is the pain and hurting. These people, they are denied their childhood. And that's why they need to just want to be themselves. They need, when they grow, that's when now they want to try unconsciously and live the life that was taken away from them. This is when they are focusing on themselves, when actually they're supposed now to focus on how to bring up a family. Not to say it's a must, of course, and we respect people's values, but other than focusing on family, I marry, I get married, and they're now so much into themselves as they are growing up. Why? They are going back to what they missed when they were growing up. Yeah.
Wow. Let's talk about firstborns, yeah?
Yes.
And the other siblings. The entitlement that the other siblings have. Because I think we've had so many cases where the other kids are so entitled such that if they tell their firstborn ninunulie ama nipe, they actually become so personal. So is it that they grew up knowing you are like my parent, ama is it a notion where you're my firstborn so you should take care of me? What is it exactly?
By the time the other kids are feeling so entitled, it means that family lacked proper boundaries. And this is set by parents. You are the one who is supposed to set it. Whether you're the firstborn, the 10th born, you are all kids. It's good for parents to allow our kids take the position of being kids, regardless of their birth order. That's number one. For that is when someone is doing some mistake, punish them for their mistakes. Some of us who grew up in shags, we were beaten for our own mistakes, for our younger siblings, and even for mistakes for tomorrow. Even tomorrow, I know you will still not do this, you are still beaten for it, Like, you are made carry the cross for all the kids. By the way, I'm not projecting my upbringing, though. So, this is what happened. But what about when someone has done a mistake? Just go straight to them, teach them how to do it. We say you should not punish if you've not corrected them. So let them know how to do it. After you take your tea, you're supposed to take cup to the kitchen. Now tomorrow when you wake up, please don't go to the firstborn. Whose cup is this? Go directly to that kid. Like, let all the kids, regardless of their birth order, take possession of being kids. Because now this comes the entitlement you're talking about. When I get to hear my parents, everything that I do, even if I leave my cup here, it's my elder sibling who will be held accountable. They'll be responsible why they never reminded me to eat or to even take water. What are you teaching the younger siblings? You are teaching them that in life you will always have that one person who first a shoulder to lean on, who should take care of how you are feeling, your pain and your heart. First, you are also denying them a chance to be there and express themselves. So you suppress all their good, their bad, everything because of holding this one sibling accountable. Number two, you are making them entitled to this one sibling. They can never make a decision. Why? Because there is someone to make a decision on their behalf, which is a plus, by the way, because again, most firstborn, they grow into leadership. I mean, you already leading. What is parent? You already, you are a leader in your family, so they grow into leadership. But remember, they've been initiated in the wrong way and in the most unhealthy way. So the younger sibling, they're so entitled because boundaries were never set. To them, dad, mom, the firstborn, they are all supposed to provide for me and not to give me. You see, when your parent is providing, they're not giving, they're actually providing because it's their role, right? But the firstborn, they should not be happy when you're suffering. They should actually not be building their own house when I'm paying rent. I should not be to be boarding a matatu when they have 2 cars. I should go to the school I want. Why is he or she even educating the wife or the husband? They affect even their marriage institutions. The firstborn who are already married, they'll tell you for sure it takes a lot if they are aware to create those boundaries and get to know by the now this is the family. At time we are so intertwined as firstborn that you even get to a point where we have seen them coming to therapy, and when they're talking about their siblings, you're just there thinking, wait a minute, you still have this burden of fear, because now it becomes burden. Let me tell you, the giver, by the way, they do not know their limits. But the receiver, they do not have limits, but if you are the giver, you need to know your limits. In this case, firstborn need to know it's not their right to educate the younger siblings. They are giving them. They are actually helping their parents, which should not be mandatory, should be optional. And they are only supposed to do this if first they have enough for themselves. But what is happening, you will find most firstborn, they are under the pain of the taboos, the curses. You'll be cursed. My mom, my dad, no one, because the relationship becomes so transactional. I mean, you are co-parenting with this person. If co-parent of today is very hard, when we revisit to baby mama, baby daddy, there is a lot of challenge. What about when you are co-parenting with this who is already a kid? There is a lot of things. So they carry the pain of being made to parent their siblings. And not only that, no one is compassionate, no one shows empathy. They're just there. Why? Because even the parents believes that's why you have it, to provide for us. So the moment you are also providing for your family becomes competition. You see? How comes you are even marrying? We've seen scenario where a man takes a woman in their house and they are not accepted. Why? The younger sisters and brothers and family, they feel that woman is our competition. So the questions that come is, will you still continue paying for the school fees? Will you, like the person, they do innocently, they just take side that this person is not the right person for our, because if they are to be us, they are okay with the brother being single or the sister being single, as long as they are providing for them. Any other channel that will cut or will maybe minimize the help they get from this person now becomes a challenge, becomes their enemy. So yes, that's how it affects them. And entitlement is so huge that they do not know that actually this is my brother, my sister. they'll go out there, they'll shout. Some will even have the audacity of going to, even physically abuse them. We've seen these things happening.
And I'm trying to think, most of them, they even make their brothers or sisters' marriage break. Yeah?
Yes.
Because my siblings will feel you have to pay school fees for me, or my parents will be like, huyu kutoka awe ama kutoka aolewe hata atakangi kusaidia familia.
Yeah.
We have those parents. Can we talk to these parents who actually feel and think even after umeoa ama umeolewa you should continue treating us
Yes.
as those how you used to treat us still?
Yes. And even before we talk to the parents, let's talk to the victims.
Yes, the firstborns now.
The firstborns, and not just firstborn. In our African tradition, you can be firstborn by birth and also firstborn by your financial ability.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So where there is financial muscles lies the firstborn, quote unquote. So yes, when you are growing up by birth, we have our firstborn, and now financial muscles will make maybe the seventh born to actually take up the responsibility of the entire family. So here, as we are referring to the firstborn,
Yes.
let's also refer to firstborn and financial muscles in
Yes,
that family.
in the family.
So, and as I talk to the victim, it's good to know when you talk about childhood traumas, that alone is a trauma. In a scenario where you are made in a family that your relationship is so transactional that the call your mom, your dad will make will be, hi, how are you? And the next thing is about the problems in the family that requires financial help. That they can never call you if they're not asking for money. That they are also entitled to your money. They go to supermarket and the next thing they're telling you, I was about to pay, have realized I'm less this much. Says who that you are their random wallet? You are not. If the call you get from home, from your siblings, from your nieces, nephew, or anyone else is when you see their call, you get to ask your M-Pesa balance, get to know that's not a healthy relationship, and first you're the enabler. By being the firstborn, by being the kid, you may necessarily not be the firstborn by birth, but by being the child in that family with the strength when it comes to financial muscles, doesn't mean that you need to be abused financially. You also need to be given liberty to help when you feel you need to help, to give when you need to feel that you can give, And also it's good you observe your limits, because the receiver, they do not have any, in any way they are so entitled. That's number one. Number two, your relationship should be that of blood relationship. We have floods in Nairobi. How many have been called if you're in Nairobi and being asked, how is it? We've heard or we've seen, or they only call when if this, if situations were to be reversed and they are having flood, that's when to call, and not to call for anything, it's for financial help. So you need to know that's trauma bonding in another setup. You're going to talk about it. This is where you are so bonded with the poverty at home and you've been made believe you're the solution for everything. You actually can be the solution for everything. Help where you are able to. For the parents, it's so unfortunate that it's what we refer to as black market. We make our fortune in our kids. We take even sides when they are not helping. We've made them our cash cow. We've actually gone ahead to even break their marriage institutions because you're not getting the help you require. This wife, this husband is the one making your son, your daughter not help you. Get to know that's not the case. You don't have actually to be helped, You can still continue. Just do what you do. Just be okay and content with the much that you get because it's actually sufficient for you. You don't have to rely on your son, neither on your daughter. Yeah.
And for the firstborns and also the ones who have financial muscles, is it right for them to say no when they are asked for something? And why do they feel like saying no is is disrespect or something of sorts?
Saying no, you're going to get a curse. Saying no is a taboo. You can't have meat when your brother's house they are sleeping hungry. Can we just stop all these things? Can we stop guilty tripping? Because that's what we do. People with financial muscles, and also firstborn, because they have that ability, and especially if you have the financial muscle and you are the firstborn, it's actually in a way, quote unquote, a double tragedy. And in this case, Rachel, let me also refer to our diaspora clients, because this is something I've seen. You know, it's okay to say no. Please don't feel compelled to give. Let me tell you, these people, they are so overwhelmed. They go through a lot. Yes, many of these cases have dealt with in a therapy setup. They just come and say, how comes no one understands me? They feel misunderstood. Why? They give to help and not because it's the right of the other person to receive. They are so entitled that you'll even have seen cases where even money is sent and they are calling, you actually didn't send ya kutoa, or if it's not about the charges, yes, you've sent 50,000, but what about the school fees? Because are you seeing the entitlement? Like whatever you've sent, they have the audacity of telling you it's not enough. Get to know actually you're being abused. Also, we'll be talking about boundaries. We have something we call financial boundaries. Have financial boundaries with your finances. Get to know if you must spend on yourself. It's okay by there to go for holiday. I've seen people, they can go for holiday. And if they do, they go for holiday in a very secretive way because they do not want anyone to know. If my sister get to know that I've gone for holiday and she asked me for 500 bob, money to buy the sun socks. No. Imagine, it's not in your place. Just be assertive. Give when you feel you can give. You actually don't have to feel compelled, because that's the thing. And again, this is abuse and childhood traumas that we actually need to resolve. Yeah.
Oh wow. So in short, what you're telling us and telling the parents who are already in it, stop parentifying.
Stop parentifying your kids, and also stop reparenting yourselves. It's good to note on that.
Reparenting is kujitoa.
No. Reparenting is I wanted to be a doctor and so you must become a doctor.
Ah, yes, that one.
I went to school without shoes, so I'll buy you 30 pairs of shoes.
Yes.
I never ate a sausage, and so each and every day in this house it's 10 sausages because I can buy. Please, that is overcompensating, which is poor parenting. Also, stop forcing your issues. You know, the younger version of me that I don't like, I want now to reverse that in my kids. What I can tell our parents, stop also reparenting. First, stop parentifying your firstborn kids. Let each and every kid take a position of being a kid. If you want to discipline each and every kid and get to know why you are disciplining each one of them, do not make kids accountable for each other. Allow your kids to be kids, because when you parentify, especially the elder siblings or the elder kid, what you are doing, you are stealing away their childhood and imposing them to be your fellow co-parent, and that's not the case. Secondly, parents, stop reparenting yourselves. The younger version of you that you don't like, you want to have a replica in your kids. Again, that's stealing their childhood. You do not allow them to be kids. Allow them to explore. They don't have to be you. Allow them just to be. Allow them to get that. By the way, that is good. Like wacha wachafuke. They are out for holidays. Let them go and play with other kids. Stop saying because I was hurt or something happened to me when I was playing with other kids, so I'm protective of my kids. No. The much I can tell you, you just need to heal. Those are unresolved childhood issues. You just need to heal. Yeah.
Wow. So ladies and gentlemen, you've had it. If you're there and you've been parentified and you feel that actually what she's saying is true, I grew up being a parent and it affected you somehow, just give us your experience there on the comment section. And if you are a parent who is bringing up young girls, young boys, you know what to stop doing. In our next session or our next episode, I think, Teresa, we should talk about parenting. Right parenting, because clearly we have right and wrong parenting. Yeah, in one of these episodes we should talk about parenting.
Sure, it's important.
It's important.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you're there, you you watch us and these sessions usually help you, tafadhali comment there and tell us continue. If you have a topic that you would want us to tackle in our future episodes also, please come and tell us which topics you want us to go through. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment, don't forget to like and share these videos. So see you in our next episode of Mental Fitness with the Camores.
Do you need somebody, a shoulder you can lean